10 Minutes to Joy is your weekly invitation to reset, recharge, and rediscover your most joyful self through aha moments and simple energy techniques. You're listening to holistic psychotherapist Sylvia Plester-Silk. I've worked with individuals, couples, and groups. From parole officer to private practice, I've learned many a lesson, and I'm ready to share. Recently, I met a colleague for lunch at her place of employment. I had an unpleasant interaction with the young person working at the cafe. She said she copped an attitude, I'm going to say. Um, and I think she felt unheard by me, although she could have communicated more respectfully and with more clarity. And honestly, I could have been more clear too. In any event, I had this interaction. I thought I had ordered a burger, even though, as she said quite rudely, there is no bun for your burger. I told you there is no buns. So, in any event, I waited thinking I was getting my burger and asked her to, if she could please check and see if my burger was cooked, at which I told you there are no buns. So I went, okie dokie. I walked away and I said to my colleague by the cashier, I said, I don't know what it is about my energy, but it really sets that girl off. To which the cashier said, did you have a problem with the young girl behind? And I said, yes. Would you be willing to speak to the manager? Because I've had a lot of complaints about her. And I said, sure, I'll be here for 45 minutes. Went off, like, let it go. It was like it wasn't going to spoil my day, but I didn't even think about that. I just was like, this isn't mine, and on I went. I went and sat down, and we started to have our conversation as if nothing had happened. And then the manager came up, and I shared that I thought there was a communication confusion, and also just about the attitude and how I really didn't feel like I ever wanted to come back to that cafe. Manager dealt with it very professionally, went and made me a burger with bread on it, on bread instead of a bun, which I was very happy about, and came back and gave it to me for free and coached the young woman so that she could have more, so she could learn customer service and how to treat people. I left, I went off to another appointment, never really gave a lot of thought. Then my colleague emailed me and said, hey, did you think about talking about this on your podcast? Because you handled it perfectly. That's not usually a word I use about my behavior. I was honored. And so here I am talking about it. How did I get there where I was like, this is about her and it's not mine? I have worked a lot on boundaries and trying to take a pause. So when something wonky is happening, I'm really actively trying to just take a pause and figure out what's mine and what's not. And I guess it's working because in the past, and you may relate to this and or be somewhere along, or you might even be further along than me, and congratulations. I used to snuffle down and ignore my gut. So I might have been upset about the burger and not said anything and went away grumbling, and it would have affected my day. I could have been sarcastic and rude back. I wasn't. I held her energy and I met her energy. Um, so I think it's a practice. It's a practice of the pause, taking time to go, ooh, what's going on? Listening to our feelings and responding appropriately and respectfully to ourselves first. Okay, so I'm not okay with this. I'm not engaging in this. This isn't mine. And also being assertive back so that you're honoring yourself and holding space for what you need. And you're not getting bullied. I suppose maybe she could have, to another person, that could have felt like a very bullying thing. Uh, in any event, I think it's just really important that when somebody else has a bad day, don't take it on. It's not about you. Everybody can have a bad day and be bitchy and miserable and complaining. I kind of assumed that the person behind the counter was just having a bad day and it wasn't going to affect me. Apparently, it was more than a bad day and it's a pattern for her. And hopefully, by me actually speaking up and sharing with the manager and her getting coached, hopefully she's open to feedback and accountability because she's new in the job and we were told that by a couple of folks. So my honesty and feedback was an opportunity for her to have growth, to learn about customer service, to learn about how to manage things, and possibly even to learn that if something's not available, can I improv with this? Is there another option? Could it make, because I would have been happy with the burger bun without any bun at all, or toast or bread. So accountability becomes really important because I wasn't coming across as she's yuck, 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 yuck. But I was talking about it from a factual point of view because I wasn't entangled in the chaos of it. It was just an experience I had had that was unpleasant. And my hope and desire when I give negative feedback, constructive feedback, although I honestly hate that term because it's so often misused that I'm criticizing you to be constructive. No, that's not what constructive feedback is. I want people to be able to grow. I want them. She can certainly be better. She doesn't have to change who she is, or perhaps she's in the wrong position. But she deserves the opportunity to have the honesty, the feedback in a direct and caring way so that she can have a choice of whether she wants to change or remain the same. So, a couple of things here. One is noticing how you feel. Two, not dismissing it. Three, speaking up about it in a respectful way. And four, not getting caught up. Let's say that she had gotten fired because it, well, that's not my responsibility. Chances are, if someone gets fired because I've complained, they've had other opportunities where they have been coached, like the manager coached her, and they haven't been able to, maybe they don't have the capacity for whatever reason to come up to the level required for that position. It may not be a good position for them. And I wouldn't have been responsible had that happened. It's not that I wish anybody gets fired. It's that I wish that they could grow and become their potential. So next time you're in a situation and you get crappy customer service, don't explode. And I'll be honest with you, when I used to stuff it and not pay attention, it would come out sideways and I'd often explode. So really pay attention. How am I feeling? What is it, excuse me, that I want out of this or don't want out of this? How can I ask for that? And then speak up in a clear tone and allow whatever and let go of the outcome. It's not up to us to try and force something to happen. It's up to us to speak our truth in a respectful manner for all concerned. And whatever transpires out of it is not your concern. It's none of your business, as they say. Anyway, just some food for thought. And if you have somebody in your life that has trouble speaking up, feel free to share this podcast in today's episode with them. And that's all for today. So remember that your emotional freedom isn't found in controlling everything around you, but in releasing what no longer serves you. Each breath is an invitation to let go and embrace your most authentic self. Have a great week, everybody.